Wow, hello San Diego. Let me just pull over to the page. There's so much news going on in real estate. It's sort of fun. And I see this as a good development. I think that last week we were talking about issues with respect to potential weakness in the marketplace, although we hadn't seen it yet in Southern California. We're going to stay on top of that. But now, in the last 2 days, we saw news. Let me pull it up here. Let me also go over to, well, first of all, this was the title of the video today. Zillow wants to buy your San Diego home cheap. My name is John McConnon. I'm a broker and an attorney here in San Diego. And this really applies for all over the country. Let me take down that banner. And so this is on Market Watch. This is sort of propaganda. We'll get to it in a minute. I don't want to be too negative, but let's just realize that buying and selling a home, I agree. There's a lot of commissions in there, and that's why the real estate market, these guys want in on the real estate market in a bigger way, because they're trying to squeeze those commissions or keep those commissions for themselves, and they're pretending, or the stories are spinning the idea it's because they have tremendous technology. It's not the technology. It's the very fact that if you've got a lot of buyers on your website and a lot of buyers see a home, some of those buyers are going to be interested in paying for it, and they're going to pay fair market value. Or if you have exceptional personal negotiating abilities, or you follow a really good formula, you may even get more than what realtor fair market value is in a seller's market, because the seller's market's informing you prices are too low. That's all it is. It's the market forces at work. It's got nothing to do with technology, other than the fact that realtors were stupid enough to let all their data go out to anyone who wants to aggregate it. And with some venture money, some of these other sites, Realtor.com, because Realtor.com was getting all our listings, and the realtor associations didn't want to get sued, they also allowed Zillow and these other sites. So because some people had some money and aggregated all the content onto their sites, they got a head start. Zillow loved them. Zillow sends traffic to them. They've got traffic. Slowly, the brokerages are trying to catch up and get their brokerage sites going. Nothing really to do to technology helping them with efficiencies. It's just that there's a lot of real estate commissions, and these guys are trying to squeeze the juice out of it and make more of it. And that's where they're failing, right? In any transaction, let me just get to it. Zillow wants to buy your home. So this is news for San Diego. They're going to have a local realtor go out, price the home, send the information back. Zillow is going to come back, and they're going to make an offer on your home. These homes, I've scheduled for a home buyer who used to be in San Diego. He renovates them, who's bought homes from Zillow and tried to flip them out to Zillow and the other home buyers. We're going to talk to his experience, because they've been in Arizona earlier, and you can find out exactly what his experience was. My take on this, after talking to him, talking to a few other people and seeing, is that if you're buying a home from these people, over at least those other states, they've been saying, oh, we're not going to do the disclosures. They don't count. Even if we screw up, you're waiving your rights. You're buying the home sort of as is. And they're trying to avoid their disclosures. Now, if they try to do that in San Diego, I personally will make sure they don't do it. From the first person who, like the story I had, whose toilet falls through the real ceiling because they painted over a problem instead of disclosing it and or patching it. The first person who has that, they're going to sue the pants off Zillow in California. And I believe the California courts, at least in San Diego, will protect the consumers. Okay, the idea is the federal government might be swayed. The lobbying money might sway Sacramento and D.C. But when you paint over ceilings and holes instead of disclosing them in violation of California law, you're toast. So the first thing is, buyers, beware. If you're buying a home that Zillow's already purchased from somebody else, and Zillow's saying you're waiving your rights to these disclosures, you got to buy the home really cheap and have your own inspector. It's just like when you're buying a home from, in my opinion, the analogy is you're buying a home from a trustee who says, I've never lived there and I'm going to do my disclosures, but I don't know anything. And those homes usually get lower prices because the professional investors or anybody else comes in and says, well, I could have these surprises waiting for me. So usually the professional buyers are in there saying, I'm going to offer a little less because you can hit me with surprises. They do very strong inspections. And when they find big problems, they still use the contract to get out. They have 10 days or 7 days. And when I'm selling homes for trustees, I explain to my trustees, let's do our disclosures ahead of time. let them read it. Say we're not. Don't even think about coming back for a lower price if you find these problems, because we've already disclosed them to you. This should be in your price. We don't want you coming back in 5 to 7 days asking for a lower price. If you do, we're going to sell it to these people. But if they do find, like, I've had houses where they found that the pool, which had been filled in and turned into a garden, hadn't been properly permitted, and there were reasons why you have to. When you're shutting down a pool, you have to do it the right way. I forgot what the technical reasons are, the engineering reasons, but they were valid to me. And so the buyer found that problem out with their inspector, and they're like, I can't buy the home at this price. If you want to sell it to me cheaper, fine, but otherwise, I know I offered this. I'm not going to do that deal. And it seemed perfectly fair to me, right? So you are selling to, if you can sell as is to investors and they're going to close in 5 days and they're not even doing inspections, that's awesome. But that's not what these deals are. I realize I'm rambling, so here's the idea. Whether you're selling to Zillow or Keller Williams is going to come out, team up with OfferPad and iBuyer Venture, and that brings up we're going to discuss that in future. That brings up a whole nother issue of, can they really be impartial if their organization sort of depends on some of that money? Like, it's tough enough. Like, if you're a fast buyer, let's just bring this back. If you're looking to sell fast, I would say look for offers from Zillow. Look for offers from OfferPad. But don't let them list your home or be your advisor. Look for, it's so easy to find buyers. You just go up on Facebook and say, when fixed up, this house is worth this. We're selling it for this. This is what for more information, if you want to know what's wrong with it and when you can come see it, click here and you go through it. And you're going to have investors. If you describe the deal well enough and you use Facebook and you can use Zillow and you can use Craigslist. The joke was 5 or 10 years ago, oh yeah, I've got tons of investors, and you just post up on Facebook, on Craigslist, because that is where your investors were. It still holds true. Like, if you say home being sold under fair market value because it needs repairs, people are going to, that's going to trigger you. It's a fixer-upper at a good price, whatever it is that you want to honestly, like, you don't want to let the buyers down. You want to tell the story of your home. You'll get investors out to the home. I'd bunch them all into one weekend. Why have people look at it every other day? Just like, we're going to have an open house. We're going to be accepting offers this weekend. Come to our open house on Saturday and Sunday. We'll review offers Sunday night. Please understand, these are our disclosures, and we're not going to let you lower your price if these are the problems. We'll sell to our other buyers. So your offers are firm, and if they were talking to me, I'd just say, look, this is a binary situation. We have other buyers who are willing to pay this much. We've disclosed it. So if you come back and ask for another price, we're going to go. That's why you have to do your inspections in 48 hours, or if it's a Saturday, maybe we'll say you have to have your inspections complete by Tuesday and tell us if you're going ahead. You can structure the contract so that you get strong offers. You get them just as fast. Zillow's, my experience from talking to people, I haven't sold to Zillow, but talking to people who have, talking to people who've asked for advice, talking to Phil, who will be having, maybe we might even do this tomorrow with Phil, but hopefully by Friday, you'll see they make offers, but they still have like a week or 10 days to decide. And that's what you can do with all the fast offers. So in short, what I'm saying is, it's good. There's people interested in buying, and like in the spring 3 or 4 years ago, there was a big space between homes that needed to be fixed up and homes that were fixed up in many areas, because there were so many investor buyers out there. That price got pushed up. So the fixer-upper price was pretty close to the finished price, and there wasn't a lot of room for a professional to come in there, fix up the home, pay realtor commissions, and make the 8 to 10% profit they were looking to make. In fact, realtors like Phil, who knew how to fix homes, a lot of the professional buyers backed away at those prices, which left people like Phil, who could also doesn't mind, because he's a realtor. He gets to make those realtor commissions, or he gets to save them. That opened up a big door in markets for Phil. Now, Phil chose Arizona over here because he doesn't have to tie up, instead of tying up $300,000 or $400,000, whether it's a loan or his cash. Here you have to, it's double or triple, and it's bigger risk. Like, if you're wrong, you could lose money faster. So he found, just as other San Diego investors I know went over to Vegas, because you can spread it out more, spread out your risk, have more houses going. It's better for their models. And instead of looking for an 10% profit, so $80,000 on an $800,000 purchase, they're looking to do two $400,000 purchases. That's all works for them, right? When the prices get squeezed up even higher, they just leave the market. A lot of San Diego investors left the market last year because they also sensed that prices were going down. Whether they'll be back in the spring, I don't know. Overall, this news is really good for home sellers. There's more people competing. I think Zillow's already gotten too smart. I don't think they're going to be overpaying. They will make it more convenient. And in the very next video, which I'm going to do in 5 minutes, or if you go to winnerscheck.com, that's my website, /fast, I will give the 3 or 4 tips that I would do to shop all these offers and get the most for your home without having to fix it up. I mean, that's the whole thing here. So we'll describe what's the point of as is, how to line up your offers properly, how to shop, how to do better, how to close. We'll talk about that in the very next video. And at any time, you can go to winnerscheck.com /fast and you can see that video. So thanks. John McConnon. I'm a real estate attorney and broker in San Diego. I've sold to investors on behalf of trustees quite a few times. And I'm going to give you advice in the next video, what I give to them, what I give to my sellers. And that's the beauty of this. You can make those choices. Once you have the choices, you can make the choices that work well for you. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.